Okay, now I've had the morning of my life and I want to share it with you guys, but first I want to intro it. Welcome everybody to episode number 3 of the OpTic podcast. I think that we're gonna have to start having you guys intro it from here on out, or let's rotate on the intro. I can't be the one introing.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should just intro it.
No, I don't think you should. I think he sucks. Just kidding.
Well, I think Hutch does a really good job, and Diesel. Jade doesn't have to, but us three definitely.
Okay.
Dang, man. You want to start off like that, huh? All right.
You started it out. You said I sucked. I
said just kidding.
Oh, just kidding.
Get the green screen to behave.
I hate your green screen.
Just trying to get it to dial in, huh? It's not working.
You want a piece of dark chocolate by Dove?
Is it improper lighting, perhaps?
Maybe. I thought I had good lighting over here, but
I would think that the reflection off of the light off of your head into that would give it more than ample visibility.
Probably power a whole solar apartment with that glare off this.
Do you still wash your? What do you just wash your head with body wash now? How's it work? I don't know how it works. It's a good. I think it's a good question.
I think it's a very fair question.
Shampoo.
Yeah, shampoo.
But what are you shampooing?
Your scalp.
It's good for your scalp to use it instead of body wash, right? Because body wash can dry it out a little bit.
I mean,
read a fucking book.
I would think it would be all the same skin when it's shaved. I would think.
Does Mike think books are stupid?
I mean, I don't use shampoo on my. I don't use shampoo on my chest hair.
Minute mark 2 minutes.
Are you editing the F-bombs out?
When I try to keep it as clean as possible, but so I mark them down if
way to go.
They offer anything.
Well, I didn't say it, did I?
No, it was Hutch.
Oh,
he told you to read an effing book.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
He's a savage.
No.
Some good.
He's a savage.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It would do some
Nobody
good.
needs to read books. It's a digital age, Hutch.
I think we need to give an explanation as to why we missed yesterday, even though we were so hype about never missing anything any week.
Right. Especially because it was episode 3. Come on.
Communications.
No, it wasn't communications. It's busy.
No.
I think there's things pop up. Like everybody was gone. It was just like a freak weekend.
It was.
It was a freak week as well. A lot of us were traveling here and there.
And nobody was was going to the same place. We were all going different places. So it was just sometimes that'll happen.
I think we could have done a better job at planning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was everything. So apologies, everybody. I know that you guys were looking.
I'm not saying sorry. I won't do it.
Me neither. I think it's Hex's fault to begin with.
No. Yes.
Nope.
Just kidding, Hex.
No, you're not though. You're not.
No, I really am just kidding.
To everyone watching this while I mess with my green screen.
Awesome.
You're okay. They're not focused.
Way to be a part of this.
I am 100%
They're not focused on you anyway.
Figure out how to
get them, Roger.
Properly.
Yeah, you know what, Diesel? Before we go on, I wanted to tell you, I started watching the show you recommended, Taboo, and that's what I've been watching for the past week. And I gotta tell you, man, that I don't think there's been that close of a role that works with Tom Hardy the way that this role works with him.
Dude, it's so good, so good. It was incredible.
On Taboo, what is it? Is it a horror or is it?
No,
sci-fi?
it's not a horror. It's not sci-fi either. It's a timepiece. So it's back in England.
It's back in England.
England, I think.
And it's like essentially fighting over this piece of land that his dad owns from this trade. His dad's now dead, and it's England and the U.S. are fighting over it because it establishes trade routes with
China.
China, or is it China or is it Canada?
Why they gotta be okay?
I mean, it's
a trade route. It was something major that is it's something major.
But it's really
really cool.
Or
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
it?
And it's incredible.
Yeah, and he's kind of got this weird talks to spirit things, but it's not really like a heavy thing. It's just he's into
drama.
He's into weird shit essentially.
I recommend it.
What he is, but it's really really good. You dig it. It's really really good.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Really good.
Yeah, that's what I've
chocolate.
That's what I've been kind of watching. I don't know if I'm putting off. Like House of Cards just got released, and I obviously don't want to have this podcast turn into this entertainment video watching thing, but I did want to share that because I often put off, and you guys know this, I put off seasons in their entirety to watch them all in a binge or at my leisure. And House of Cards just got released, the 5th season, season 5.
Yes.
Season,
yes.
Yeah.
And I am I'm holding off from watching until I have to go to Belgium for the speech that I gotta go do.
I still got to get through season
3.
I think I watched.
I made it through 3.
What's his name's in the new season? Jay Holder from what's it called from that show?
Holder.
What's the show?
Holder.
Remember I told you? Fuck it, I can't think about it. It was the Netflix show. It was like one of the highly rated. It was like the murder mystery show. Remember I told you to watch it?
Oh yeah. I watched that. I actually hated it.
It's the redhead. Yeah, it's the redhead and what's redhead and him. He's Holder.
I know who you're talking
She's.
about.
I can't think of the show, but he's in it.
Atlanta or something like something weird, isn't it? Anyways, I get it.
Yeah.
Hector,
Somebody
you
in
also
the
need to
comments will
watch
figure it out.
Bloodline. You go from season 1 to 3. The third and final season just released.
I was going to talk to you about Bloodline, Jay.
Yeah, did you finish it?
Not yet, but
He sounds like he's not a fan.
I couldn't get through it. I stopped watching it.
The first season starts
Getting
slow,
a
then it
little
gets
boring.
amazing, and then season 2 gets phenomenal. Season 3 picks up right where season 2 left off, and it's one of those you have to watch it. But I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I still like Bloodline overall.
Mm-hmm.
They did a few things wrong with the final season. They did a few things wrong with the first season, but everything in between, awesome. Season 2 is one of the best television seasons I've ever seen. Ever.
Hutch,
I
would
like
you
season
agree?
1 a little bit more.
I've been
You're
hearing.
such a
I've been
prick,
hearing.
Hutch.
Did anybody watch The Leftovers?
I haven't
Yeah.
watched
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the new season's pretty good.
It started good, then it got slow, and now I
It
hate it.
did. It did. I think a lot of shows do that, and you know what else, man?
liking
And
it.
this is what I will say. When
Yeah.
you binge watch them, they don't seem as slow
Right.
Yeah.
as you would when you watch this regular season, because there are some times when in one episode like nothing really happens, but that leads to something to get. So when you watch them all like back to back, the story carries a little bit better than having like this week-long break in between where you have to think of and watch all their shows. Then you're like, oh, I gotta go watch that. So
Deletes
Right.
it. Yeah.
yeah, so that's why I think that's the reason that I'm like that. What about you, Hush? Have you been watching anything that you recommend?
So yeah, I'm still fucking with this green screen right now. But,
All right, so 7:43.
Sorry. So I've been watching. Yeah, I went and saw a couple movies this weekend. I saw Pirates of the Caribbean.
Me too.
Have not.
It was all right. Everybody hates it apparently, but I thought it was okay.
It was
It was
okay.
terrible.
That's about it.
And then what else did I see? I saw something else. I saw Baywatch, which was terrible.
Oh,
I still
can't
can't
believe
believe.
you
I
bought a
can't
ticket for
believe
that.
you spent money to see that.
I almost did too, Hutch, to be fair. I almost bought a ticket for it.
yeah, but you did it for
I
different
thought
reasons,
it
though.
might be
Jay.
funny, like in the same vein of like 21 Jump Street or something like that, and it just wasn't.
It wasn't.
Just real not great. So.
I will say this though, Zac Efron has impressed me with his like delivery when he's trying to be funny.
Yo,
It
but
can
can
be
I
funny.
ask you something though, Hutch? On this, it's Baywatch related. Do you think if they would have tried to make that a serious movie versus a goofy movie, that they would have had more success?
No.
No, I think The Rock needs to stop accepting so many goddamn movies.
Well, they're his company.
It's funny though. That's the thing.
No, he can't Adam Sand. He can't. Yeah, but still, like
If anybody can Adam
The
Sandler,
Rock is
it's him.
great. I love.
Hutch,
The
can
Rock.
you answer the question though, instead
I
of
feel-
Diesel and
I
X butting into the question that I
I
asked
feel like
you?
The Rock needs to chill out.
No, it wouldn't have been. No, I don't think that would have saved him.
What
Because
was-
Baywatch is. How do you make
Yeah,
that a
right.
serious movie?
Was Baywatch ever serious?
Yeah, right. He said.
No, there's always a campy.
Baywatch was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I
because
watched
you
a
were
lot of Baywatch.
you were
Don't get me wrong.
there
but,
was other
Yeah, so
reasons
did I.
you were watching Baywatch.
Yeah,
Jay.
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were watching Baywatch for the Hoff and his son.
I was
is
watching Baywatch,
essentially-
Mike, because
is essentially
it
what they
was-
just tried to pitch us. So,
Yeah, it's true. Haas and Beatty.
but you
Wait.
definitely couldn't make a Baywatch movie with just a bunch of big busted women running around on a beach nowadays without people just going and getting up in arms and being like, "This is what people think of women." So that's gone. So they had to put The Rock and Zac Efron topless,
Yeah. He's got his
Yeah.
own boobs.
who are, yeah, they are
No, it was
shredded
just
men.
the jokes were like lazy, and it was just basically like like at least 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street were
Oh, those
Yeah.
are
like
hilarious.
somewhat well written.
Yeah.
You know.
The second.
the-
Sorry, man. I was gonna say that the second 22 Jump Street or the 22 Jump Street movie was the best part of the movie was when the twins started twinning, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
The
it's like
second one was funnier
holy
than the
shit, we're
first
still
one.
going.
What is Jeff? I love that.
My name is
still
Jeff.
love-
Oh my god.
Dude, Channing, they were good. I liked it.
They're good together. They're really
were
good together.
Really good.
Channing Tatum.
I like him. I like
He's
him.
actually really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
You put him
him.
in the right cast, and he'll do a good job.
Yeah. I like him.
What about you, Jason?
I also started watching Genius, by the way. Per your
Oh, thank you.
recommendation.
And
Phenomenal.
I have not started watching it.
Is it on Netflix?
Not history, right?
Nat Geo. You can rent it on
Nat Geo.
iTunes.
Okay. Genius. Okay. I've never heard of that.
It's good, man. It's really good.
what episode are you on?
I'm on the most recent one. That's the only one I have to watch.
Oh, okay, I haven't watched it either. I haven't watched it yet. But how crazy is it, right? That I mean, I won't spoil anything, but I never knew. I knew about his wife, but I didn't know that she was that like influential in his work.
Oh yeah.
Or that had such a big part on it, and why he didn't give her more credit is like beyond me.
Now I know that he has an influential wife, and it's going to shape the way I watch the show, because now I'm watching it from a perspective.
Back then, I feel like that could have happened with a lot of different things. Like women just weren't given props back then.
Yeah.
So it was probably the norm.
Yeah,
what about you,
like
Jay?
that
They
Besides,
adjust that in the show. The score, the Hans Zimmer did the score too, man. It's like,
oh really?
They got it's a great cast too. It's a really good show. TV
Oh, yeah.
is incredible in this generation.
Yeah.
In 2017, there's like
cable TV. I feel like just regular TV is still kind of meh, but because they have like Two Broke Girls and stupid shows like that. But other TV like Nat Geo, like History Channel, has really good ones.
History Channel.
No, the History didn't. What Taboo? I think.
Again, sorry.
Yeah, isn't Taboo's on what? No, Taboo's on
Nat Geo.
No, Taboo's not on
TNT.
FX, yeah. There's something on History Channel that Vikings is on History.
Vikings, yeah.
And Vikings is great.
Pawn Shop.
No.
Pawn Stars.
Look at Nat Geo.
Pickers.
Genius is like their first like TV show.
It's so good, man. I don't think it's the first one.
Well,
no,
one of their first like serious ones, like an actual.
Cosmos.
No, Cosmos wasn't on Nat Geo.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
No, Cosmos is Fox. Cosmos is Fox.
But they like just immediately rolled it out on on Netflix, anyways.
Yeah, it's Cosmos was Fox. Yeah.
What about that show that? I don't know. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I'm glad that you watched. I'm glad that you liked it, Hutch, because I do highly recommend it.
I'll check it out. I'll start watching it.
Jay, besides 700 Club, are you watching anything else?
700 Club? No, I don't watch that show.
You know what's crazy is that I just went to their Twitter account and it says only one person that I know follows them, and it's verified Twitter. So you yourself don't even follow them.
Yeah, not a problem.
Do you think that you can put up a better show?
I have a big problem with televangelism because most of it is not actual. It's not the gospel. Most televangelism that you'll see on these Christian channels like Trinity Broadcasting Network is what is called the prosperity gospel, where it just teaches that if it's all about your personal wealth, your personal finance, getting rich, giving money to get rich, and has nothing to do with the Bible in any way, shape, or form. It's fake.
There's this guy named Eric Erickson. Have you heard of him, Jay?
What's his name?
Eric Erickson. He's some kind of religious pundit.
I don't think you could trust anybody who has their first name and their last name that close together.
He tweeted out today, "I worship Jesus, not Mother Earth. He calls us all to be good stewards of the planet, but doesn't mean I have to care about global warming."
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't even know how he's tying that into the gospel or what he even means by that. That doesn't.
I feel like the first sentence exactly means the second.
I think he's saying
this turns into a political podcast. I just thought that
right.
I don't think we should dismiss it altogether. That this shouldn't.
I mean, I think we should make like funny. I don't know that they need to be full.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if Hutch,
like
Hutch
the coffee
has
tweet or whatever the fuck that thing, I think that's a funny thing. The coffee tweet, whatever he tweeted out. Cafefe or what? I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna say it's
coffee.
What's
his name, Hutch?
I think he was always trying to say coffee.
Coverage.
Coverage.
Like
okay.
Constant bad political.
He stroked out or something, and he mistweeted, and then it stayed up for like 6 hours. They deleted it. Then they came out today and said, no, that's actually a code word.
It was deliberate, and it has a secret meaning.
It's an inside joke.
It was deliberate.
Like they're like him and his bunch of 60, 70-year-old friends were sitting around drinking brandy and stem cells and came up with a catchphrase or something.
And then he also tweeted out, "What does cafefe mean? I don't know. Have fun.
Wait, who
He did not tweet that out.
Oh man,
I didn't know that.
But what did he mean to say again? Sorry, I missed this.
He
What
like
did he mean to
literally
say?
had like a fucking stroke in the middle of tweeting last night, and he said despite all the bad political, and he spelled COVFEFE, so Covfefe or whatever. And then this morning he says, where is it? Who can figure out the true meaning of Covfefe? Enjoy.
oh, I see it right now. It's got 147,000 likes,
Yeah,
64,000 retweets,
Hey,
38,000
it just-
replies.
He
doesn't
cleans up
seem
on Twitter,
real.
though, doesn't he?
Doesn't seem real.
Imagine being so.
It's like he's a guild leader in like a World of Warcraft clan or something. Just says
Imagine being
random
having
things.
such a fragile ego that you can't admit to just making a typo. You can't just say, "Whoops, oh, that was silly."
President doesn't
Yeah.
make typos. Okay,
Yeah.
this is America.
I mean, he did the same thing in one of his speeches, right? John Oliver brought it up how he couldn't say the word
You can say
conversation. It doesn't matter. What did you think about Kathy Griffin?
She,
The photo?
It was a fucking stupid. I'm sorry. It was a stupid thing that she did, and
Yes.
she immediately apologized for it, and the people will decide if she's.
She's already getting everything removed. CNN
she
dropped
got
her. Her
CNN
Yeah,
dropped
she
it.
should.
squatty potty dropped her. Saw that.
It was a
Whoa.
terrible, terrible joke. I don't know who greenlit that or thought it would be funny.
Can you say the joke, though?
It's not a
It was
joke.
fucking- She was just holding up a beheaded
Donald
a
Trump.
fake
Donald
beheaded
Trump.
head of Donald Trump, and it
Ah.
was just
Yeah.
real dumb, man, real dumb.
Yeah.
But like the outrage
Yeah.
that we're seeing from Kathy Griffin is mildly frustrating because Ted Nugent last year talked about lynching Obama and hinted that he may assassinate him if he was elected to a second term, and he was invited to the White House.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of selective outrage going on.
Yes, it is, and it always is, isn't it? I mean, that's something that we as humans, as long as you're the one doing it, it's really
But
that bad.
but also like did Ted? He probably got backlash, but also did Ted Nugent have like shows and endorsement deals and stuff that he got dropped from before? Because I don't know.
It's just like
I know he's crazy. He's got like a ranch and he like hunts and does his own thing. I know he used to have a show, and I watched like an episode, and dude's out of his
He's just
goddamn
like a
mind.
crazy mountain man type person now.
Yeah.
Like he just lives out in the wilderness and
Yeah.
just
Not-
lives
well-
on savings. I'm not sure what the deal is there.
And he should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you, Hector, but I'm just saying, like, if 2016 taught me anything, is that it's really difficult to have these conversations without it being super divisive.
Yeah.
Because someone who may like you otherwise, like everybody who you get offended with on Twitter for sharing their political beliefs,
Yeah.
I think a lot of them you would probably have a good time if you just like sat down with a beer with them and got to know them.
And
But-
didn't talk about politics.
Yeah, you don't even need to talk about politics, but like this one little thing is enough to get people to hate each other, and I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, I want to.
I agree to a certain extent, but I'd rather have a drinking buddy who I can disagree with wholeheartedly on something passionately over a brew than somebody who's gonna hold their tongue and not be themselves around me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that way. I'm not saying that the people that you're talking about are the same way, but yeah, there are a lot of people that just like completely will dismiss you just because of this one little thing, which is your political view, as opposed to just discussing the views and move on. You still
Or
have,
just
like,
being allowed to just have two different points of view. Like,
yeah.
and still be friends. Like that's something
is
that
actually
it
a
doesn't
healthy
feel like anybody can do nowadays. It's like if we don't have the same mindset on everything, then I can't mess with you. And that's
had to-
Did you
insane.
guys see the video of it was a video that was kind of mocking how sensitive the world is today, and it was a guy who was going into a math class, and there was a woman and like a white dude there, and I think he was I don't know if it had anything to do with race or whatever, but it seemed more if it was like this teacher was basically teaching a specific agenda, and the guy was falling out of all of the social norms that we've adopted as normal. Or I guess I don't know if I say normal, but I'm doing a terrible job of
He
explaining.
broke norms by saying.
He
what?
broke norms. Yeah, did you see that?
No, what did he say? What do you mean?
Oh, I can't. It was a little bit ago. I figured you had seen it, Hutch. It's a total Hutch video.
So suck us into the end because now you've cliffhanged me and everybody watching this
I can't
podcast.
remember where I saw it. Addy was showing it.
But
to
what
me.
happens in the end?
my
Like where's
God.
it?
What
Where's it
happens
In
end?
the end, he gets condemned and locked away and silenced essentially because he had a differing opinion that goes outside of the social norms. Like he wouldn't say something right in terms of the way you should when dealing with a feminist. He wouldn't say something right in terms of how you're dealing with someone who's dealing with autism. He wouldn't use like the politically correct terms that we've adopted. And he went outside of these norms, and he wasn't trying to do anything wrong. He was just asking like legit questions or something along those lines. He didn't fall in line with the sensitive social norm that's out there. Therefore, he was branded as someone who is anti women, anti anyone who's dealing with like a mental disorder, anti all these other stuff.
Thrilling story, Jay.
Oh my god, bro! I swear, I didn't mean to, but I think I yawned like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah,
no offense.
And I think you guys are actually fitting in perfectly with the people who are being judgmental in the video. So we did find.
No, we're just telling you you're just terrible at storytelling.
No, Jay, you're not. You know what's crazy about that, Jay? Sorry, before you go, Hutch. What's crazy about that is that as one of your game, I have you as a speaker, as a good storyteller in speaking engagement. So I don't agree with Diesel at all. Go ahead, Hutch. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Well, so what you were saying before, like, wouldn't it be better if everybody, like, you'd rather get a beer with someone that you can have a differing opinion with and still be friends with those people? Like, I have a bunch of friends like that, and that's cool. But for some people, it just doesn't work.
Right.
Like, sometimes the opposite, I think, is what's called for. Like, me and my dad have, like, a hard-line rule at this point. We do not discuss politics at all, period, end of story. And it helps us get along like a lot better. I think like you're supposed to try and get along with your parents, you know. And if that means that you don't talk politics, then you just don't talk politics. It's not
Yeah.
So sometimes I think it's okay to. I think it's better to, want to talk about these things. And other times I think it's better
to. To be clear, like I obviously, I'm not pro animal cruelty. To make something, I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but just to make it something. Small, like if somebody is pro dogfighting, I don't think that I could get along with that person, right? But when it comes to politics, religion, and things that don't affect or hurt, and I know that religion sometimes hurts. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying before I go down that rabbit hole.
Those are so extreme. Like
exactly.
I feel like that goes for pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do something today where we talk about what we think each other would be doing if we weren't doing OMOO and OpTic and streaming and all that stuff. So maybe we could just jump into that conversation to avoid the calamitous pitfall of the last conversation we just had.
I think it's a great pivot point, Hutch.
How did it get there? Anyway.
Oh, dear.
I'm still trying to
old man.
It's like I endorsed
Blaze Rush.
Blaze Rush.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, I want to say I think Mike. I imagine you being some kind of an athletics coach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this is interesting. This is going to be a good, interesting conversation.
Okay.
Jay, I thought about this and I was having a hard time with you.
Yeah, I had you as homeless as well.
I don't know. I'm gonna pass on the other two until it comes back around to me. Did you guys think about this at all?
Yeah, I did.
I listed a couple of professions.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's instead of going down the line, let's all pick one guy and then we say what they.
Okay. Well, since Hutch already gave me mine, we'll just go with me.
Yeah. So me, I put you down, D's, as sports analyst / caster.
Okay.
This is very interesting.
Okay.
Oh my God, why?
Because I have Mike down more specifically as an offensive coordinator for like an NFL team or a college team.
Okay. Oh my God.
Okay.
I think he'd kill it, but
why?
For
offensive coordinator, I would not, because I was terrible at remembering the playbook when I was playing. So
I don't think you are. I don't think that matters.
I mean, I played and I was terrible at remembering it. So then having to remember it all and then calling it out, I'd be the worst.
Well, an offensive coordinator doesn't necessarily always just only call that out too. I mean, you have like other people that you're working with that are, you have like the QB coach and all of that as well. So when I say that, I'm referring to like overall strategy, right? Because I think in Call of Duty, I see you as someone who's like overall strategy. You're really good at assessing how a team plays and how we should adjust based on how they're playing. So yeah, I can totally see something like that happening. I listed a couple for each of you guys actually. So if you want me to name a few more with Mike, but on that topic,
Mike? What else did you have down for Diesel?
I had him down for someone who's like an event organizer for various music festivals. So like, what would a good run of show look like if I were to bring in this artist and this artist and this artist, and this set of music would look like this. And then more specifically, and this has nothing to do with him being like Hodor size, but it's kind of off of the offensive coordinator thing, like more of like something in security, right? So for these massive events,
like a mall
flat
cop.
security of the world, Craig.
no, not a mall cop, but like heading up. What is the security plan for this event, right?
Secret
To prevent
Service
things
agent,
like
basically.
bombings happening at
I'd be cool with that.
studios and all that.
Secret Service agent.
I think you do well at any of those
No
things.
way you would pass a background check for that. Come on.
I don't have any priors.
They don't
He
just
doesn't
look
have
at
priors,
things.
he just has
They look at
AIDS.
everything.
No,
motherfucker.
I'd be fine. What? I have a couple reckless tweets. I'm fine.
A couple?
I'm
I
fine.
think they can
I don't
they
know.
can send a couple of like tweets with the C word all over. You likes
Yeah,
to
if
use
I
the
were
word.
to search OpTic Diesel and then the C word, how many tweets
Yeah.
do you think would come?
That's just more
Incalculable.
region based. If I was living in Australia or England, that wouldn't even be frowned upon. Okay, it's just region based.
But you don't. So
But it's fine. It's
real-
region
Okay,
based.
right off the bat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
You actually did a
13,
search?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I mean, fuck.
times you have to
Mike.
edit.
Dang, dude, you do a Twitter search?
That's how many times you have to edit out words here?
No, it's how
No,
many.
no, no.
How
No,
many
you did a
How
Twitter
many
search on the
times
C word.
that I just there are bagels, you C word. What a effing C word. To Tasmo, come on, ya C word, you can do it.
Uh-huh.
C words join the Secret Service, Mike. They just don't.
Hold on, I gotta do this
I
stuff
think
now.
the C word is an incredible word and should be brought back.
TS, you shit C word to Hutch. Henry is a C word.
Oh my gosh, it's all over.
Mhm. Yeah. I like the word.
It's responsibility not to be a C word.
I like the
100%.
word. It's used very often. I hang out, and my family is from England, so
I'm
yeah.
6% English. I
My-
get it. No, I get it. I personally don't think
I'm-
that's that big of a deal.
I don't
I
think it
wish
is
Richard
either.
Lewis reports would use C word more in
Yeah.
his videos.
Yeah,
Christmas wish.
yeah,
And Richard Lewis retweeted it.
yeah,
I'm annoyed. Computers being a C word. Oh my goodness.
yeah. Sea banger is not a bad word.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh, the C banger.
It's not
Well, I
a
think
bad
the
word.
consensus is out that
It's
Mike
not
would
a
be
bad word.
Mike would be great in the sports scene in some professional capacity, calling offensive shots or whatever.
I'd be
it is.
calling all the
Something they're
kids
trying to
sea
do.
bangers.
Yeah, he would.
That's what I'd be
I don't
calling.
think, no, I don't think Mike could be an offensive coordinator.
No, I wouldn't.
way.
I wouldn't be an
He would
offensive
have to
coordinator.
be. He would have to be a head coach. No way.
Jesus.
What?
I'm not saying that's based on talent because I'm not convinced he has the talent for that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying I don't think that he's gonna like having his decisions vetoed by the head coach or something like that. You know?
By a lesser person.
But you gave him more responsibility in light of him having less responsibility, and you think he would do better?
He might crumble. I don't know, but I'm just saying that might be the only option on the table.
I hate Mike too, Hutch. Thank you for saying that.
All right. Hutch, what did you say for Mike?
I said some kind of an athletic coordinator, some kind of
Okay,
coach.
okay. What about
Offensive
what
would
did
be a
you
good
write
guy.
down for Jay Hutch?
What did you say, Hex? By the way.
I said sports analyst slash
Okay. Yeah.
caster.
Yeah.
For Jay, I have insurance agent number 1 because
come
Jay
on.
is.
That's like an entry level job.
What? No, I mean you can rise in the ranks of whatever insurance.
You could
agency
be
you're working
Flo
for,
or the
but I'm just
Geico
saying-
gecko.
Yeah, you could be Flo.
I
you
wa-
could
I wanna be the
you could
gecko.
be the face of it, but I'm just saying you're someone who likes to mitigate risks. You know, you like to have a
Fair enough.
clear path in front of you. You
Yeah.
like to know exactly what's going to happen when it's
Type
going
A
to happen.
personality.
You always want to have some kind of a backup plan or contingency plan.
Right.
So I think
Sounds like you're describing a hero, to be honest, and I'm okay with that.
superhero or insurance agent, one of the two.
Right.
And then I also picked pastor. Picked
Okay.
a pastor.
Fair enough.
Spreading the good word
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
of Jesus Cristo.
Of Jesus Cristo. Interesting. Okay.
For Jay, I had a speaker slash presenter. Like he'd be really good at like staying clear and concise throughout an entire presentation without deviating from, for
That's the thing about Jay that'll surprise you. because even though Jay, you could be a little spastastic sometimes, just like me. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
When you pick
Like
up a microphone and talk in front of a big crowd, you look more relaxed than I ever see you.
I feel more at home when I do that, to be honest.
It is the weirdest dynamic.
I do.
It is the
I feel at home.
I do.
I think
you sound like Diesel's favorite word right now. Okay.
No.
I didn't mean it to sound chintzy like that. I'm just saying I don't feel nervous doing that.
See, you use it as a replacement for other words that you like. The P word that's a favorite word of yours. See, I don't use it that way. Mine is a friendshipy thing or something like that. It's not taken in is you're soft or something.
An accent, so it's funny.
It's a
Gotcha.
yeah. You're using it as like you're being soft right now.
You're not, Mike. You're not using it.
And that's not the way to use the C word, Hex. So if you're going to use the C word, use it correctly.
Pardon me, sir. I am 6% English.
It doesn't matter.
I don't need a lesson.
I'm going to revoke.
I don't need a lesson. I am more well versed in all slangs, okay, of England speaking natives than you are. Having watched
speaking natives, he says.
English speaking natives. You know what I mean? Having watched more English movies than anybody in this room.
Bro, are you aware that I'm a second generation American? Are you aware of that? That my grandmother just passed away, literally from England. She had a little British accent, tea time, all of that. I grew up watching Monty Python, Benny Hill. Get out of my face with this. Okay?
Can I say something about
just get out of my face with you seeing more? You're not a direct descendant. You're like 16 times. You're 16 times removed or something like that, which means it's not even anywhere near you. You just had like
12th grandpa, my 12th direct line.
Your 12th grandpa?
Direct line, Michael.
Yeah, well,
this isn't some
matter.
6 removed cousin.
It doesn't matter.
It's in my blood.
Hutch, I think if he were to come back, he would actually
pagan
slay
blood,
you now.
doesn't he, Jay?
Because of your
I was
weak
thinking
arms.
about this actually. He would look at me and just
He would cut you down.
You know what I mean?
He'd have to.
Why?
There's no way someone with these weak arms could be related to me in any way, shape, or form. And he would.
But actually, your grandfather was probably like Jay's height. If you think about it.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean,
What do you mean? Everybody was shorter back then. Have you gone to Europe and tried to walk through their buildings? They're terrible.
We're not talking about 2,000 years ago. We're talking about 500.
So what?
That's from Mike's perspective, and Mike is Hodor.
I don't think people got that much taller in the last 500 years. I could be wrong.
Have you seen Nick from Turtle Beach?
Dude,
all right, let's stay on track.
Grown...
Let's stay on track.
Yeah, let's stay on track. Okay, so Diesel, what do you have for Jay?
I think Jay would be great at Fwizz's job. I think Jay should have Fwizz's job.
Yeah, let's fire Fwiz. I agree.
I think Jay always worked beneath people in fields, professional fields, that he was better and smarter than in his own mind, and it pushed him away, and that's why he's with OpTic, where he's better now. I think if Jay was the head of something and he didn't have anybody to answer to, and he could delegate what he wanted to do, then that's what he would be doing. Jay,
in this day and age, I don't think he'd be able to get away with it. He wouldn't be able to tweet out some of this stuff. Some of your tweets, man, they're fucking reckless. I'm joking. All right. What do you guys have for me? I'm interested. I'm pins and needles, and I dare any of you to be racist.
I dare any of you to be racist? No, not at all. I'll go first.
You'd be the elote man.
Number one, bullfighter.
Bullfighter.
Number two.
That's funny at so many different levels.
It is,
that I can't even begin to say that.
I think you would be good in the Rocks job in that show that he's in. What's that show that he's in?
Ballers.
An agent.
Sports agent. Yeah. Some kind of a sports agent.
That's kind of what I thought you were going to say for me initially, Hutch.
You don't have the raw skill to be an athlete yourself, but
excuse me.
You're
not even
good
close.
at
I agree with that.
And helping build a brand. I'm seeing some obvious parallels between your current job
and me and The Rock. Yes.
Yeah. Mainly.
That's it. That's interesting. That's easy.
I picked that one, but then I also picked influencer relations.
That's the same thing.
No, not really.
It is. One's athletes, one's actors, and
one just sounds less cool.
One is a broad camp, like a broad spectrum of entertainers.
Yeah.
And one is a very specific, focused.
Yeah, true.
Thing. So that was my-
Interesting.
I think that's very safe. I was hoping that one of you would say like would have like known me so
nobody
well.
else has answered
No,
yet.
don't say anything yet because you don't know what people are going to say.
Except for Hutch, so
Fisherman.
maybe
Well,
you should wait.
it's the only one that I'm kidding. Joe, go ahead. What else is next? Jay, what do you have for me?
Okay, I had two. One is a little more obvious, but I think it's you fully embracing your artistic talent, and not, you know, I think you used to do it way more heavy and be way more into it back in the day before video games and getting in and all that stuff. But I could totally see you doing that as a professional freelancer, doing it from like
bank, bro.
Brand design, helping different brands with it, consulting on it, like fully embracing yourself as an artist.
Oh man, I would love to
doing that. So not just the graffiti artist, but
no.
In various other ways. It could be from Photoshop and doing the stuff you do on Instagram and all that stuff. And then the second one is actually in the entertainment industry as a full-blown comedian. I think you single-handedly are one of the funniest people I know.
So do I.
It's not in like rapid succession though, and I don't understand why people don't laugh at you as heavily as I do. I think there's seriously something wrong with the world, or I laugh easily, but I could see you main stage. I think when given the opportunity to kind of be in that light, I could totally see you crushing it as a comedian.
Man, that's good.
That's really freaking good. Like making the racist jokes and all that stuff, you know.
Jay,
like
I don't
well.
listen. I this has nothing to do with anything you just said, but I think you're getting a raise. I'm just gotta throw it out there.
I already approved it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, mine was something with art as well. There's this professional guy who makes all. Haro is his name. I think he's French. And he's does a bunch of tagging and stuff like that, but he also does this crazy furniture stuff as well. I think you'd be doing something artsy. Obviously, I don't think they do it anymore. But growing up, they used to have like fishing on TV with the guy with the Tennessee hat. I forget what his name is.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like something like that, doing like a fishing TV show on ESPN 43 because they don't put that on the real channels. Because fishing's not a real thing.
I think it's Bill Dance. Am I
kidding? No, I don't think it's Bill Dance. That doesn't sound familiar. He was like super over the top. Was it Bill Dance?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think he had a video game too.
If you look at the bloopers, like they're the best.
Yeah, he always falls off his boat and stuff.
Yeah, he's wearing a Tennessee hat. Bill Dance. Yeah,
it's a Tennessee hat.
I think so too. I think I'm just good at everything that I can pretty much be anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
End of story podcast. Thank you for tuning in. It's a good place to stop.
What do we have for Hutch?
All right. Hutch. Who wants to go? Jay, go ahead.
Okay, Hutch, I have actually 4 different things.
Oh my goodness!
I want to hear them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really did. I just put like my $20 in a birthday card for you guys. Jay puts thoughtful gifts together.
I did. 2 of them are not going to be as obvious, so I'll start with them last, and I'll kind of try to dig into that. The first one I think is the most obvious. You guys know who Dave Ramsey is?
I don't.
No.
He's kind of like a financial guru all over, right? Hutch, you know who he is, right?
Nope.
Okay. I think it's Dave Ramsey. Anyways,
yeah, it is. I'm looking at him.
Yeah, he's super. He's got a great voice, good at giving advice, which Hutch is not capable of. So that's like one of the caveats there.
I'm waiting for you to
knows his profession really well, but I think Hutch, in terms of a political podcast or something that Hutch sets his mind to and finds very passionate about. It could be chess. It could be something unrelated or a different topic, right? It could be whatever it is that Hutch likes. I see him as a broadcaster, someone who's disseminating information, but also taking in information, analyzing it, breaking it down, and communicating it to the public. I kind of just was redundant right there in the description.
Yeah, hit around the nail.
So
he's.
I should be. Sounds like that's what I do, though. I mean, not to the extent that what you're talking about.
It is, but I'm speaking more along the lines of like broadcast journalism, right? In a sense, right? I could see you having. I don't see you fitting into a CNN. I see you being the guy that CNN calls online because you're controversial. Yes. You have different insight in there, something along those lines. Totally.
I have no interest in being on TV.
Well, it's not about what you're interested in, Hutch. It's just about what I could see you as. Okay, so shove it up here.
He's not offering you a job, Hutch.
Yeah,
it's not your interest. This is mine.
The other one I had was, I guess it's kind of like it just being, a journalist in the political world. I think that's a little more obvious. And then the last two, and I don't know why or how I arrived at this. There's actually three more. One is
let's just pick one.
I put you in a scientist type culture in some way. I don't know what type of scientist you'd be, but I feel like you would be fascinated by that stuff. And I feel like we've talked about different scientific stuff, whether it's astronomy or that series you liked was what was it about the universe with whatever
Cosmos.
Even like an astronomy, maybe astronomy would probably be a better type thing, but I could see you in that realm. And then I said something with maybe National Geographic. This is probably the lowest one on the list.
Ooh,
but different type of cultures, maybe more History Channel, history buff kind of. Maybe that's more aligned with what it is.
But I see you with like a production that worked on National Geographic, like traveling around. Oh my God, that'd be great. Or like working on like the production.
But you don't like planes. How would that work?
Bourdain's. Yeah, I hate.
So you wouldn't be able to travel, would you? Or you think you'd be able to get over it if you were flying that often?
I can fly. I just don't. I really hate it. So
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, one more. No, one more do you have? You say you have four. I want to hear all four of them.
Those are the four. I had the National Geographic, the scientist, political journalism, podcast type, just some type of broadcaster. And then I added.
I love that. I love that one of them is basically. I think you would be a better broadcaster than you are now.
No, I think you'd be. No, that's not it at all. You're a great broadcaster, and what made me think of that?
It's okay. You're among friends.
I think you would be. I think you would be on some form of like radio show. That's what I think you would be on.
Yeah, a better version of what he is now.
Maybe, definitely have the face for radio.
Maybe some that would be like a radio show / TV show, kind of like how they do Mike and Mike in the Morning, for anybody who does that. Where it's a radio show, but they also have like a studio aspect where you're a little bit of on camera at the same time. So it's like
playing some Yanni.
Yeah, well, it could be music, it could be politics, it could be anything, because you like a bunch of different things, and I think you just pick one of those things is where you'd end up.
I think you guys missed my joke, so I'm gonna say it again. I think you certainly have the face for radio.
We heard the joke, man.
Yeah,
Touch records his voice and he puts it on the internet.
That's what he would still be doing something to those, because I think you just like to talk, and I think you would figure out a way to talk.
I agree, man. I think Hutch would be. I think he's missing like his calling in terms of, I've always said he's one of the best podcasters I've ever seen, because he's whatever, but pulling my tongue out of his arse. Let's reverse the exercise here, and what do you see yourself doing if you weren't doing what you're doing right now, and what are you doing right now?
I would like to teach English as a second language, or be a cook. That would be the other jobs that are on my list right now. I want to go to culinary school or take some classes. But yeah, that's my answer.
Jay?
Mine's not too different. It's kind of along the lines of what Mike said. I always kind of saw myself as being a career guy within a passion that I wanted to do. So I could see myself, whether it's at one of the various digital networks, something relative to gaming, or something relative to influencers of the digital world, working my way through that, or on a completely different note, a real estate executive, investor, just acquiring rental properties, flipping homes, and really mapping out that landscape. Could be commercial real estate, could be residential real estate, you name it.
Nice. These?
Probably something sports journalism. That's what I went to college for, and then I left. So that's actually what I was thinking about doing.
Yeah, the easy thing for me to say is like fishing and painting, but I think that I too would be a cook. More specifically, I think that I would be more interested in like barbecuing, and more specifically Mexican food specific. So if I had and I've always said it, before my time is done on this earth, I will own and operate a taco truck. My recipes, there's nothing on the board. You pull up, I'm gonna give you what you're gonna eat, and you're gonna pay me for it. You don't get to say, hey, can I get this with this, or can I get onions? Nothing. Here's your taco. Here's your burrito. Shoo on your way.
Bold strategy.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean,
I'm not in it to make. Listen, it would work. One, as a business, but more importantly, like I wouldn't need to be doing that because I'll be fine.
So there's some chefs that actually do that. They look at you and essentially will just cook food for you and base their next course off of how you took the first one. Forget what it's called. I think it's called like something May really wants to do. Omakase or something like that. Something like that. But you don't know what you're getting. They just bring you stuff and they base it off of certain tastes that you like. And then you kind of make a menu up for them based just solely off of that.
Yeah, no, not me. I would wake up and say, today I'm making carne con chile verde, carne con chile rojo. And that's what the burritos are today. The following day would be like, all right, today we're eating different, different kinds of chorizo or something along those lines.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't necessarily be like, hey, can I get tu de asada and one of this? It's like, listen, brother, you get one of each, but you're not gonna get anything else. It's a dish.
It mix and match after the fact, aka after they've given you the money, they can do whatever they want with it. But when they come up there, it's gonna be like the Raj special, huh, Raj? They're getting what they're getting.
Look, I'm gonna make a plate for you that I'm gonna wrap in a burrito and give to you. If you want to open it up and add more salsa, that's on you. Where are you going to get the salsa from? Because this bit is perfect. It's already done.
You see, the issue here, though, is like people now food allergies. What if somebody's allergic to onions?
Don't fucking
Heck,
eat here.
sued. Heck.
Before we close this thing out, we got a few reader questions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Pick a few of them here. What's your guys? This is from official JT Gilly, who says, "What is your guys' best OMOO moment ever?" I will go first. I'm going to say playing. I'm gonna say playing all the I had a really good time playing against fans at that MLG event in Vegas.
That was pretty good.
That was definitely a lot of fun.
I'm gonna ditto that. Or yeah, same.
Pretty great.
You said our best OMOO moment ever.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, X. Sorry.
I think the same thing. I had a lot of fun waking up, squishing Hutch's Starbucks bread and seeing his face reactions for the entirety of that weekend.
Yeah, that was good. 'Cause, I mean, there's not like an individual game moments because none of our games matter much.
Memorable.
No, they just don't matter much. So it's not like, oh, we were in this, final round of a tourney or something that it sticks in your mind. They're all just kind of blurs other than what we did yesterday.
Was definitely going to echo that too. And the reason why is because I feel like that trip, it really solidified what we're trying to accomplish and demonstrated that we can go out and do that. I think it added a bit of an institution to what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Although we've only done it once and we haven't done it again since. So
okay.
Well,
so now Scott Sarapass says, has there ever been an argument toxic enough let me try this again. Has there ever been an argument toxic enough you thought it was all over?
I've been in very serious ones with Jay.
Yeah.
But at no point have I ever been like, I'm never gonna talk to this fucking dude ever again. Like it's been like, and I've been heated, right?
Me too.
No. I've never gotten like, I'm never gonna talk to this person again. Hutch and I have gotten mad at each other pretty a couple times. Hutch and I have had some after OMOO streams had some really like 3-hour text conversations.
Don't fucking talk to me like that, Mike.
Yeah.
What are you gonna
really
do?
Bad.
What are you gonna do?
Really bad.
Some of them X and I were privy to.
And now that Hutch lives here and he says that, I'm gonna be like, I'm driving to your house. I'm gonna kick your door down and I'm gonna smack you in the face.
I agree with Hex. There's never been a time, maybe for like a few days, like I don't want to.
No, I've never thought like this is the end.
Yeah, me neither. Because me and Hex,
this is over, but I've had the thought like, I don't know if I want to play with those guys for a few days. I've had that thought. Yeah. And then I end up playing with you the next day. So.
You know what's crazy about that is that I get to a point where I'm like, man, I hope that Hutch takes a break from us.
Okay,
I actually say it every stream.
Wants to ask, how do you keep yourself from burning out on playing COD Modern Warfare Remastered?
I'm burned out.
Jay's burnt out. I think Mike.
I'm not. I play a bunch of different games, so I not. This isn't the only game I play, so it's variety. You need a little variety.
I'm like enthusiastic still about Modern Warfare.
Well, can I clarify something then? Since I was going there, I want to play matches every day, but my total utility of how long I want to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered specifically for that duration of time wears on me faster. I still am addicted to the competition and want to play every day.
I think it more sways on how you're playing in the day, though. If you're on, you're going to want to play all night.
If you have a couple bad matches in a row, then I think that's true for any of us.
Yeah.
If I have two bad matches in a row, I usually want to get off.
I don't care how shit I'm doing. I love the game. I think of nothing else but the game. Yep. I literally don't care. I literally just want to play nonstop.
We've literally, our win-loss has plummeted since you've returned.
Look, did it really? Do we have more red on the ledger now?
Oh, wait till you see. Wait till you see our look. I would look at this. Could you just for a second just look at our record since Monday?
Guys, we had a great 3 matches, and then I got off, and all of a sudden I get a text message saying Hex crapped the bed or something.
That was my day 1 back. Okay,
yeah.
Day 1 back.
Oh my God, what happened?
And then day 2 back was the same thing.
Day 1 back, came back, and I listen. I will gladly see and go over footage. Okay, I didn't do bad.
1 win and 1 dispute.
Match. And the dispute is because I
reported.
That's a loss
as well. That's a loss as well. We've only lost since Hex returned. Before then, we were only winning. While you were gone. I'm just next question.
You guys were playing scrubs, bro. I looked at it. For the lulz, okay? You guys beat a team that was 2-1. Where's the other one? There was one that was like a team that was 1-20, 1-21. Roll gets ninja.
No. Look at the record when Dietrich, Hutch, and I were playing. I think it was Sunday. We played just the 3 of us.
Okay, well, you Dietrich, and I have gone on a 9 streak winning streak.
Yeah, we've all done that together.
Speaking of Dietrich, since he got that partner button, I don't know, man.
Oh man, he's fell off, hasn't he?
He doesn't have to try anymore. He's got the curse.
Let's just say this: Dietrich from 5 weeks ago when he first started coming in, what incredible! I was like, holy shit, this guy's. Now
he won't even pull the trigger.
He doesn't even pull the trigger.
Now we hate him.
He's shook.
All right, Lewis Chambers wants to ask, do you have any plans to improve OMOO for World War II? I didn't see the improve part. Improve? I don't know. Like what?
Probably
like
just
set up strategies.
There's no chance in hell I'm ever practicing World at War or any video game at this point in my life.
Yeah, what do you mean improve?
Like improve? Are we going to be better next year? In game, or then maybe are we gonna do cooler things with OMOO?
I anticipate we're going to do better. We're gonna have a better win-loss in that game than we are in this game, because what's going on in Modern Warfare Remastered right now is the only people left on the ladder are
good people
that are like
disagree,
people that love the game. People aren't playing this game casually on GBs. It's
I will
try hard sweat fest every time you play.
I personally agree with you. I think we are going to have a better record, and solely because I will not be sniping. The only Call of Duty I've ever wanted to snipe in has been this one, and I've sniped in this one. And I don't think that I didn't snipe in Ghost at all, not once ever. I didn't snipe in the following games. I didn't snipe in Black Ops 3. I did think about it. I've never sniped. You
sniped in Modern Warfare 3.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah,
OMOO.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like if you think about Black Ops 3, like I always used to make fun of you and Jay shooting, and even to this day, Diesel and I have always said we don't need 2 snipers on the team. Yep. Even in Black Ops 3,
and he didn't. I'm gonna snipe in World War II. 100%.
But I also think
sniped in COD 2, and I want to go back to that.
And another thing, I think we'll be at more events because we will care more about the game, so you'll see us more often in person and maybe more live things.
Some of that MLG Activision love.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up, boys, so we can start our session.
Let's do it, man.
Okay.
Send us off, Hutch. Send us off.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Apologies once again for missing last week. We will, that was a big goal of us, was to be consistent, and that's still the goal. So this is going to go up on Sunday, and I think the tentative plan is to have it go up on Sundays, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So right at the time that Jay goes to church.
Yep. And we're still trying to figure out.
It should be the regular day that goes down. But in any case, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Hutch.
Hit him with the music. Someone.